If you have a speed editor that ain't very speedy, don't work, lights don't come on, buttons don't respond, and sometimes the connection ain't good, well, then you got one like mine. Bought this on eBay, secondhand, and it's turned out to be kind of a dud. Wasn't taking a charge at all to begin with. I left it plugged in for about a day and it finally started to take a charge. So the thing about it is, I believe this has a 18650 battery in it. And a lot of times if those batteries are close to completely depleted, you'll have to let them sit there because they'll have to receive a certain amount of charge before they'll actually go ahead and charge on up. And that was the case with this right here. But even after it says it has a full charge, that's the only light that works. Let me see, that should wake it up. And actually nothing's working right now. So what we're going to do, and oh yeah, the 18650s, a lot of times the reason if they won't take a charge at all, it's because they've gotten hot. They open and bulge a disc in there so that they don't explode. It's a safety feature on those batteries to keep them from exploding, because it's bad when they do. So anyway, we're going to pull this apart. I got permission from the seller. So as you can see, this device, see, anytime I get anything off the internet in any form or fashion, I never let it charge alone. I always only charge it while I am around to watch it. And if you'll look, the inside of this device, I mean, it's just completely corroded with all kind of stuff. I mean, it's like dust. Let me get some pictures of this while we're here doing this. Okay, so I just sent them a message letting them know that the battery, in which, if looking at this battery, I don't see any bulges. I don't know. What I think, because like I said, somebody's been in this. And if you look here, the corrosion was on that screw and then down over here. So someone was in here, and I think there was a battery that burst, because this battery connector has a bunch of corrosion on it, and I think that's why it wouldn't take a charge. And it just so happened it managed to power through and go ahead and make a connection and charge, because that's all corroded. So I'm gonna keep going just to see how bad it actually is, but to be honest, I don't believe it is a repairable item, due to the fact that there is so much corrosion on the board due to that battery busting. But I think it would be neat to go ahead and finish pulling it down to see what's what, to see if there's maybe any way of salvaging this at all. And I think that's the big reason why a lot of these buttons, this light comes on, and I think that's about it. This one barely, very, very dimly comes. This one's very dim, but this one you could barely tell it lights up when you push it to select it. And this one doesn't light up at all when you push it to select it, but they do select for you to move. But this is the only light that really comes on to any degree. That's very dim, and that doesn't come on at all. And then these lights don't come on. These come on and do weird things and turn all kind of lights on in these. So it's not a rhyme or reason as to what does or doesn't do anything. So the weight is coming from this metal bracket that's inside here that completely circles the board. See, we've got a lot of corrosion. This right here is almost like it was put underwater. And in all honesty, I don't know that this right here wasn't maybe had something spilt on it, some water spilt on it too. This is definitely battery corrosion from a burst battery. I potentially think that maybe this battery burst. They opened it up, put another battery in it, put it together, you know, back together, and got some more use out of it with this battery they replaced in there, because it had been opened. And then maybe spilt some water on it, decided, well, I'm going to sell it on eBay. Now, I don't think the seller that I got it from did that, but I believe whoever he got it from did that. So, and you can see a lot of corrosion on that screw. So we're just going to pull these all loose and see what we can see. These are all the same screws. And this is basically a mechanical keyboard. So I want to kind of be careful. That I don't end up and you can see all the corrosion that's on that screw there as well. So, oh, we got one more, and it's got a dainty amount of corrosion on it. So, a lot of corrosion. And where else? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more screws. And I believe that those are the same size. And this right here has got all these screws to hold all these keys in place, because it's a mechanical keyboard. So now I've seen it lift up a little bit just now, and I don't know, I may not have to take all of this loose. Let's see what we get. Okay, so all the keys come out with that. So we're going to go ahead and unplug the wheel here. Okay, so there's a good bit of weight there. We'll just set this off to the side. So I believe to pull these circuit boards, I think I would really have to actually dump every single one of these mechanical keys, and they should all be pushed basically through this bracket. So I think what I'm going to do is get some alcohol rub and clean. Okay, so I got so caught up in starting on it that I forgot to turn you guys back on. So I contacted the seller, I showed them the pictures of all of the corrosion, and they issued a refund, and I asked for permission to continue, although I consider this to be an unfixable board, which I'll explain why in shortly. But we may get some more life out of it, and so I'd like to finish this to show you guys. And so they said, you know, basically, hey, we've given you a refund, do whatever you want. So I am in the process of trying to clean the board. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking just regular old alcohol rub. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol. I need to just put some in the cap here. And I'm scrubbing. So what I'm trying to do is basically catch these areas that I know I've got a lot of corrosion. Now if the corrosion is really bad, you could potentially just brush some of these surface mount components off, and it's just a lost cause at that point when you go to brushing components loose, because the corrosion has gone so far so bad that it is not likely that it's going to be a recoverable system. And so I'm trying to break the corrosion loose in all the areas that I remember that I had issues. Now I'm not just scrubbing hard, it might look that way, but I'm trying to go kind of nice and easy with it, but not super aggressive. And so what I'll do is I'll do this, and then I will you know, let this dry, and I'll see what my corrosion looks like. And then what I'll probably wind up doing is another brushing, and eventually what I'll be doing is taking and once I've got the heavy corrosion off the different spots, is I'll take and brush it, then dab it with a paper towel to remove that corrosion, because what I'm doing is dissolving the corrosion with the alcohol rub, but it's still staying in solution, so the board should be really kind of white-ish maybe when I finish. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I could just mix what is it, the white powder with water, and you pour on batteries to dissolve the acid. Baking soda and powder. But I don't want to use water. Alcohol rub is nice because you can put it on here and you don't have to worry about a conductive residue staying, because that alcohol rub will 100% dissipate. And so we're going to let this dissolve or dry. We'll see what it looks like, and we'll be right back. So I did off camera. I just took some alcohol rub, and I went, see, my brush is still wet, just went over keys for no real reason other than to just clean it, have something to do while I was waiting on the bottom side to dry, and clean that up a good bit. And you can see that the board looks nice. I mean, you can still see some persistent corrosion that is staying in this area here, but the heavy corrosion seems to be gone. See, these buttons, the lights wouldn't work, or this one would come on barely, and it wouldn't come on all the time, just sometimes wouldn't come on, and this one would just very dimly you could see a glow when you looked at it just right. And that was after I set it and left it plugged in to try to charge it for, I think it was over a day, like a day and a half or something, and it finally took a charge, and I think that was all the corrosion that was on this. So the battery and the terminals were all corroded on it. There's still corrosion on there, I can't get it all off, but it finally took enough of a charge that some of the lights could light up. Just that one. There may not be any corrosion underneath these keys. So the board is drying out pretty nice. It's looking pretty good. So, but I can still see permanent corrosion, just discoloration if I look at it at an angle. So I know I can still see where all the corroded points were at. I'm probably gonna get my microscope and take a look at some of this stuff, because I don't want, and this board was in a very, very dirty environment. I don't know exactly what all and what all, but I can just say that there's all kind of particles inside this container. So I don't know if this maybe sat out in somebody's shed for years, you know, or in a storage container for years. Excuse me, my nose is running. And the battery burst while it was out there. But you can see, and I don't know if it actually pick up, but there's all kind of debris all over the mat here. So you can see the name on it. Okay, so I have DaVinci loaded up, and it actually sees it over the Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth is functioning. Let's go to, oh, and so it's not very bright, but I can see a light on the jog button. And we got a very dim light on the scroll button, and then you can see a pretty bright one on the shuttle. Diodes, you have to have a ground resistor and all that, and so I think that is, there's still some corrosion on that, is why these lights are dimmer than these. And so snap on off. Let's go to source. That come up. Let's see.
Time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.
So let's just put that, so that whole,
Your time is your destiny.
so let's go to timeline. So that's the intro to my videos, where the little lightning bolt, which I'm fixing to change all that stuff, by the way, but anyway. Okay, so that's scrolling. Let's go back to source. Okay, so that's coming up. Let's go to here. Barely see it lit up. Yeah, it's just shooting back and forth so fast. And then here. So that's going backwards.
Your time is very important to me, and thank you for spending it here with us, and God bless.
Okay, so the board seems to be working. I don't know. Okay, so that introduced a transition. There, and then let's see. Where is it at? That works. So, okay. So that light's on, this is on, so these are working. Video only, audio only. So that seems to be working. I'm not close to, I don't have a title in there, so I can't scroll through. Let's see. Yeah, the undo's working. Yeah. So it seems to be working. I don't know for how long. So just as an example, I mean, here's a potential for you. If you have an issue with this doing wonky stuff, potentially you could have a corrosion issue inside the circuit, and you can clean that or any other circuit board with alcohol rub, get the corrosion cleaned up, and potentially get your device to go back to work for you for a certain period of time. No guarantees by any means, but and again, like I said, these lights aren't lighting up. They're lighting up now compared to before. They were not coming up. Now they're coming up. I clean corrosion off, and it seems to be working now. I'll have to edit with it and play with it and see. And then when I get my new one in, I'll have to compare how this one works with that one to make sure nothing's all goobered up. And I know I still got problems over here, so it's worth pulling it apart again one more time. And I may or may not do that on video, because this is going to be a long enough video, so I may just do it and give you the results. So anyway, I appreciate you being here. I enjoy spending time with you. I look forward to every opportunity that we have to spend time together. And I will see you, yes, you, on the next one. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.